Okay, well, I think there'll still be a few other folks joining in, but let me just start by thanking you all for taking some time and joining us for proSapient's employer info session tonight. I know Nye and Greg are eager to share some insights into the exciting work that they're doing, as well as some internship and early career opportunities for you all. But before I hand the floor over to them, I just want to encourage everyone to submit any questions you have via the chat. We've allocated some time towards the end of the presentation for interactive Q&A. So I'll be fielding those questions as they come in, and we'll present them to Nye and Greg following their presentation. Without further ado, Naima, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jared. We are super excited to be here. Like you mentioned, my name is Naima. I work in talent acquisition here at proSapient, supporting North American recruitment. Today, I'm joined today by the director of our American offices. His name is Greg Meade. He's here to share a lot of fun and important details about our company and the role, and I'm really excited to answer any questions that any of you have today. If you have any friends or colleagues or coworkers or anything, who just couldn't attend tonight, and they're interested in an internship opportunity or a full-time job opportunity, feel free to share their details with me after the event. Connect with me on LinkedIn, forward our information. I have absolutely no problem with communicating with anybody outside of the info session for more details or for like a one-on-one conversation as well. So for anyone that you don't know, or for anyone that you do know that was unable to attend tonight, just refer them to me and I will take it from there. But I'm eager to start, so we'll go ahead and jump into what today is about. So we're going to go through a brief introduction to proSapient. So who are we really and what do we do? What does the role of an associate do? That is the biggest role that we're looking to fill right now. We have a summer associate internship program, and we have plenty of full-time associate job opportunities open right now and over the summer for people who are graduating in May as well. You're going to hear a word from Greg as well. He's going to talk to you about his role, our company, the future of proSapient Americas, and then we will open up the floor, just like Jared said, for any additional questions that you might have for myself or Greg, or just general questions about the role, our company, and our culture. So let's jump right on into that. So who exactly is proSapient and what do we really do here? Well, we are a startup company first and foremost. We are an expert network company. That is the industry that we support here. We were founded back in 2017 in London, England. So we are a UK-based company and we're a little over 4.5 years old. Now, the clients that we typically support here are going to be private equity firms, consultancy firms, and hedge fund companies. Now, what our role as an organization to these particular clients is we basically serve as a liaison between any of our clients, and we connect them to leading industry experts all across the globe to consult on behalf of proSapient and properly advise them. They provide them with data, industry insights, and information to help them make major investment decisions. Now, the two that started it all are our two co-founders, Margot and Jordan. They're both currently based out of London, England right now. Back in 2017, when Margot and Jordan founded our organization, one of their main goals was to create something new that no other expert network company was doing or utilizing at the time. And they ended up launching the very first ever AI machine learning platform into the expert network industry space. When we opened our doors in 2017, there was no other company that was doing what we were doing, which is really, really exciting to be a part of. So let's talk about what exactly our platform is. This technology has allowed our associates here to find top quality experts a lot quicker than our competitors. We deliver them to our clients. We've upgraded our platform, so now our clients actually have direct access to our database, and our platform is actually interactive now. So experts who might just come across our website and they're interested in being a part of what we do, they can actually create a profile on their own, and we'll reach out to them to work on different investment projects. Now, we currently have 3 up and running offices. Like I mentioned, our headquarters is based out of London, England. We currently have about 160 employees there as of today. We have another office in Russia, in the Ukraine. We have about 50 employees out in that office. I currently sit and Greg actually sits in Raleigh, North Carolina. We have about 60 employees in Raleigh as of today. And we are opening up our 4th office in Toronto, Canada on February the 7th, which is literally about 3 weeks away. I am so excited. I cannot wait for this office to open. I'm excited about our expansion, and we plan on recruiting very heavily for that office as well. So we have a lot of growth and a lot of fun things to look forward to in 2022. Now, I wanted to spend some time talking about what you can expect here at proSapient. Well, we focus a lot of our time, energy, and resources on diversity, equality, and inclusion. One of the biggest parts of our work culture is making sure that we're not only fostering a diverse work environment, but an inclusive work environment as well, that allows you to come to work and be your true self 100% of the time, help out on diverse projects, bring your amazing background, whether you studied computer science in university, whether you studied finance and economics, whether you have a math degree. We want you to bring all of that knowledge to the table, because that is what's going to drive us to see success over 2022 and any other year as well. We offer a clear growth path for internal advancement opportunities. We have employee resource groups. The great thing about where we are in our growth right now is we actually would like our employees to start any employee resource group where you either identify as that unique individual, or even if you're just an ally and you want to support a particular group, you can start your own employee resource group. We offer a rewarding, performance-driven, and collaborative work environment. And like I mentioned earlier, we're also open to summer internships and full-time opportunities right now, and for people who graduate in May of 2022. And I am going to hand it over to Greg, and he's going to give you guys a lot of great information about what exactly it means to be an associate here at proSapient. What can you look for on a day-to-day basis?
Thank you, Naima. How's everyone doing? So one of the things about expert networking is that there's a lot of industries that people know all about, right? So everyone knows what an NBA player does, right? Or what a doctor does, but no one knows what an expert networking person does. It's one of those like kind of secret industries. But so the easy way to explain it is it's really kind of a constant wearing of 3 different hats is what an associate does. So what happens is, right, there's a business need somewhere, right? So a consulting firm or private equity firm need to figure something out, right? And how are they going to do that? Well, they got to go talk to smart people in that field, right? That's what you would do if you wanted to understand something better. So the first hat that you put on as an associate is you put on your consultant hat, because you need to understand the business case they're trying to make. Are we trying to make a purchase of a company? Are we trying to launch a new product? Or trying to understand a new opportunity? Whatever it is, we need to understand that. Once we get that, okay, well, now we've got to get that technology that Naima was talking about. We got to start talking to people and find the right experts. We have a number of experts in our database already. Sometimes we need to go find new ones. But we need to find the right person or people for our clients so that they can go talk about whatever they need to go talk about. We got a lot of things flying around. So we call this project management. You've got the platform, you got multiple projects, you got your teammates, you got your clients, you got your experts, a lot of different things going around there. So organizational skills are a must. And then last but not least, this is probably the smallest, but maybe the most important part, is once you have the right person, you need to make sure that you can present that person to your client properly, right? So you need to sell them, right? You say, okay, we've got the right expert in mind. Here you go. Here's why this is the right person. We do this through something called a bio. It's basically a short paragraph or so about that expert and how they're actually going to be able to help you out. So just to use an example, if Naima was trying to buy a new company, whatever that company was, I would go find some great people. I'd say, Naima, here are the people that are going to help you understand if you should buy that company or not. And she'd say, sounds great. Let me take 2 of those. We schedule that call. Knowledge is transferred. Everybody wins. So that's what an associate does, is kind of constantly going through that, working multiple projects at a time.
Awesome. Thank you, Greg. And now we actually want to dig into a little bit more of your knowledge, Greg. So you're already aware, we have a few questions already outlined for you. I'm not going to read them. You can go through one by one and just, provide your responses to them for everyone to hear.
Wonderful, wonderful. So why did I join proSapient? Lucky for me, the reasons I joined proSapient are the same reasons that I really enjoy what I do. This has been the most fun professional experience I've ever had in what I'm doing. I come from mostly a tech startup background, very much generalist, but I joined proSapient for two reasons. One is the growth opportunity that we have. This is one of the fastest growing industries that exists. It's double-digit growth year on year. Our company is growing at a triple-digit growth rate, and the Americas team is growing even faster than that. We grew at about 459% year on year, 2020 to 2021. So a lot of growth going on. As I like to tell people, I have been in companies that are not growing. I've been in companies that are growing, and the growing companies are way more fun, more room for advancement. It's just fun to be on, to get meet with the team on Fridays and look at the numbers go up. Everything's really, really good. So first up was that growth. The second one, though, I think is even more important, which is the impact I felt like I could have on the team. It seems like a lot of companies have figured out how to get really high performing teams, but everyone hates it. And they burn out really fast and they all resign. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to create an environment where, yes, we're very high performing, but people actually enjoy being here, right? They enjoy working with each other. They enjoy helping each other out and really tackling some of these tough challenges. We're set up in a team environment, so everyone's on a team. And so if you're having a rough day, if those experts aren't, returning your calls, or, if those clients are being a little bit, finicky, you've got other people to support you. And that team environment is really, really good. That's why we had such ridiculously low turnover last year, which was really amazing. Hoping to have that continue in 2022. So, when you put those together, right, we're a really great environment and we have that growth. That's what I wanted from this organization. And that's what we've been able to deliver so far. Speaking of that growth, that internal growth, it's huge. We talk about it all the time. The two things we talk more about than anything else is impacting growth. We have a lot of folks either straight out of college, first, second, third job, that type of thing. It is so rewarding to watch them grow. And they really grow for three different reasons. One is the experts that they get to talk to. It is not every job that you can call up an SVP at a Fortune 500 company and ask them about how they do their job. That is what our people do every single day, because they need to, of course, evaluate if they're good or not. And so speaking to all these super smart business leaders, it gives you a much better understanding of how the business world works. That's why I tell my team all the time, I wish this was my first job. I would have maybe done even better for myself. So first up is talking to those experts. Second up is talking with those clients. These are the top tier of consultancies and private equity firms, the people making all the decisions on what company gets bought, what product gets launched, all those types of things. Working with them is definitely a learning experience. And then the last one is working with our team. And that is both the great people that we just have, but also understanding what a really high performing team can look like and a really positive culture. This is one of those things that we have an advantage on numbers, right? If you are a 60,000 person company, there's only so much culture you can have. But we are, about a 300 person company across the globe and about 60 people in the Americas. We can have a much tighter knit culture, and working with those team members really is where a lot of the growth comes from. So those three areas. What has been the biggest challenge in working at a rapidly growing startup like proSapient? It's kind of the challenge, I think, of the decade, right? And especially coming out of COVID, which is folks don't want to work as just like an automaton, just being told what to do all day, right? They want to be challenged. They want to have independence. They want to work on, really dynamic, diverse teams. And if we don't do a good job at that, people just won't work here. They'll go work somewhere else that's figured it out. Now, I think right now we're in a good spot, which has been fantastic. But of course, it doesn't just happen. It's something I spend a lot of my time on. And where I probably spend the most amount of my time right now is making sure that the things that we put in place when we're, 60 people here in the Americas, it works just as well when we're 260 people. We can keep all of that together, and that is a constantly challenging thing to do. Biggest reward, this one's really easy, seeing the growth and development. We have, again, a lot of people come in early in their careers. They might know a few things, but might not know a few other things. And getting to see them grow up as far as not just being a good associate, but being a good leader. Right? There's obviously opportunity for advancement, being really good with clients, working on really difficult projects and understanding them very quickly, and then understanding what a high performing culture looks like. I think about this all the time, that people are going to come to proSapient, they're going to learn how this can be done, and they're going to take that knowledge, go elsewhere, and hopefully build really high performing and in positive workplace experience environments there. And that's really, really rewarding to me. So it's one of the major reasons that I feel so proud of the team. The next one about diversity from my seat. I think a lot of companies get real lazy. I think is what happens here is they get an idea of, well, we think that this type of person is probably going to do a good job here. And the reality, of course, is that lots of different types of people can do a good job if you're specific about the values and skills that you require. And we are lucky, right, in that to be a good expert networking associate, the skills and values are very universal. Right? It's things like drive, it's things like problem solving, it's emotional intelligence, it's organization, and really solid workflows. And those we know are universal skills and values, right? And so if we create those universal skills and values, and we publicize those universal skills and values, and we hire on those universal skills and values, we get a very diverse team. It just happens. Now, there's a couple other things that go into that, right? Especially on the talent standpoint, as far as making sure that the right people know about us, right? We can't just, put ourselves in one place to apply. That's going to get us a very undiverse, applicant pool. We do our very best to get our word out to as many people as possible. But when you hire on universal values, you get a whole bunch of different people, and it really makes a much better team. So we've really enjoyed that in 2021. What's next for proSapient Americas? So as I mentioned, we had a lot of growth in 2021, so much so that we need more people. And so we're expanding into Canada. As Naima mentioned, we've got that city starting up in February, in just a few weeks. I have to go up to Toronto in February. I don't know whose idea that was. It's the wrong time to go to Toronto. But look, we don't really, where people sit is really irrelevant, because what matters more is what they mean to the team, the work that they're able to do. I tell people all the time, if you're able to put up a whole bunch of revenue from the moon, great. You can do it on the moon. You just got to figure out the whole Wi-Fi situation up there. So that constant expansion, bigger labor pool, being able to get into different areas is very, very exciting. And continuing to make the team the best it possibly can. So I think it's probably enough for me. You're probably sick of me talking about these things, but hopefully this gives you a much better idea of what it's actually like working at proSapient, what we do, what we care about, what our values are. And maybe you didn't know what expert networking was, maybe you did, but hopefully you know at least what proSapient does. So I think with this, Naima, I think we're going to a couple details and then maybe some questions, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the only other thing I wanted to briefly touch on about what Greg just said in terms of the reason that he joined proSapient, those were my exact reasons as well. The opportunities for growth and the opportunity to impact a much wider organization outside of myself as an individual. Greg was one of our very first employees in the US. I think I was employee number 9 in the United States. So I think that we both kind of joined this organization with the hopes that what we were told in our interview process would come to fruition, right? You have to be a dreamer a little bit when you join a startup company with not a lot of employees, and to join when we were so small here in America, to see that growth by December. We actually had our very first holiday party in December of this year, and it was so rewarding just to see all of the employees that we've hired across 2021 who have been promoted from associate to senior associate, from senior associate to associate team lead, and to see them gain their confidence as an individual, to gain their confidence as leaders. It is very rewarding, and to just be a part of something that matters for me was super important. And I think that we both joined the team with that same thought in mind, and we've been very, very successful, especially Greg. He's been our fearless leader, leading all of us to this level of success that we've seen. And it's been a great time. I joined in January of last year, and I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary, and I can't be happier with all that we've accomplished over the last year. Yeah, So the last thing that I wanted to say prior to jumping into questions is my email is right here if you have any questions. I am responsible for recruitment. So if you have any questions regarding recruitment or the interview process or job applications or what to expect, please email me directly. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Like I mentioned, if you have any friends or colleagues that you are aware who were interested in attending tonight, but they didn't have the availability, or maybe they just didn't show up, feel free to blast my email all over your social media. I am okay with random emails. I love to talk as long as they like to talk back. I will provide them with all the knowledge and information that they need about our company, our role, and everything that we're recruiting for. I am an open book, and my job is to get the best people in our doors. So I'm willing and open to talk to anybody. With that being said, we will open up the floor for any questions. So feel free, Jared, if you got any, to go ahead and fire off.
Yeah, and I just put in the chat for everyone, feel free to use the chat or unmute yourself, and you can ask Greg or Naima yourself any questions you might have. While they're thinking about that, Greg, you talk about those universal skills and values. Can you elaborate a little bit? Like, what are, some of those high performers? What are those characteristics that they typically embody? You mentioned drive as a key one. What else?
Yeah, I mean, no shock, right? If you want to be good at something meaningful, it takes hard work. I mean, that's how it goes in a number of different things, and it certainly matters here, right? And so it's like, the work smarter, not harder. No, to be good, really good, and I don't think this is a proSapient thing. This is pretty universal. If you're at a meaningful company, you got to do both. You got to work both hard and smart on things. So that drive is number one, and we work with our team a lot to make sure that they understand why they want to work hard, right? Is it because you want to be a manager? Is it because you want to make a bunch of money, right? Is it because you just like being good at stuff? I mean, believe it or not, you wouldn't believe how many people, like, the real drive is like, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it right. And it doesn't really matter which one of those it is. It really doesn't. As long as you know what it is and it works, that drive is there. I think that emotional intelligence is huge as well. That's everything. That's your communication skills, humility, like an internal locus of control. If you guys know what that is, basically that things happen because of you, not to you. Really, really important in a kind of really positive business environment. Honesty. I mean, is there some of the basics, right, that go there? And then on that problem solving one, I think the best folks are able to quickly digest very complex problems by breaking them down. My background is in engineering. I don't know if we have any engineers here. But one of the things they teach you in engineering school, right, is that everything is a system. It's got parts, it's got rules. And if you understand what the system is, the parts and the rules, you can just kind of make it happen the way that you want it to. What really good associates do is they consistently understand, how is this system different than this system, different than this system, right? How is an insurance software project similar and different from a marketing software project, or an agricultural project for Brazil versus an agricultural project for Spain? Similarities, differences, and the best people make those judgments really, really quickly.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. Anyone else have any questions?
If they don't have, if you think of something later, one thing to add to Naima's thing, we're also on LinkedIn. You can find us on LinkedIn. We post some stuff sometimes. Sometimes they're even decent posts. And so, like, for example, we have we did put like a video of our holiday party. If you want to see what it's actually like with the folks there. That's, I think, on mine, right?
Yeah, I think you posted it from yours.
There we go.
Yeah, that's great. Well, and also I know Naima will be at the February 23rd Student Athlete Virtual Career and Internship Fair that you all can register for via the dashboard, similar to how you registered for tonight's event. But if there's no other questions, Naima, I know you shared your email, so if you guys have any follow-up questions or anyone to get in touch, please feel free to reach out, and we'll go from there.
Oh, Daniel, do you have a question there?
Yeah. So for your summer internship, is it going to be like remote or in person?
Where are you currently based?
I'm currently based in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and we've done it before. One of the things, obviously, we like when people are around because we can see them and take them out to get a beer or something like that, or maybe some food, whatever it is. But we are open to an element of remote for the time period. Yeah.
Right,
Look, we got started in the pandemic, so we figured out how to do everything remote because we had to. And so all of our trainings are done remotely, and we don't require people to be all sitting next to each other, but it is very, very helpful.
Right. Thank you.
And Naima, how long are you? Is there a cutoff date for those internship applications?
Yeah, so we're actually going to conduct our internship interview day on the week of February the 19th. I believe it's that Monday. Let me just double check. Or the week of February the 21st is going to be when we conduct the internship. I was literally reviewing applications about an hour ago, but I'm going to leave it open until January the 31st. So candidates will have until then to apply. Now, I do know that we have the internship event coming up. If we do not, and Greg, maybe we can discuss this a little bit later, but if we still have room to hire more interns after the intern interview day, if we're open to interviewing candidates on a regular interview process rather than the interview day, maybe that's something we can discuss. But if not, then we'll still have the full-time job opportunities for anybody that's graduating in May 2022. Perfect.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Yeah. Naima, Greg, appreciate your time. Thanks for sharing. And Daniel, Alexander, appreciate you guys sticking around. And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Awesome.
Take care.
Thank you.
Good night. See ya.
Bye.